All right, when you've got a huge decision on your plate, what do you reach for? A spreadsheet? Maybe a pro con list? Well, what if I told you that one of the most powerful tools out there is actually a 5,000-year-old book? Yeah, today we're diving into the I Ching, also known as the Book of Changes.
I know, I know. It sounds like a bit of a stretch, right? How can some ancient book possibly help you navigate today's crazy market? We're talking career moves, business strategy, big stuff. But the answer, and this might surprise you, is yes, it absolutely can. And we're about to see exactly how. And make no mistake, this is not some dusty, forgotten relic. Right now, today, from Hong Kong to Singapore, you'll find some of the sharpest minds in business consulting the I Ching. And for them, it's got nothing to do with superstition. It's a legit tool for getting a strategic edge and, maybe most importantly, finding some real clarity.
See, the I Ching has always kind of played this dual role. Yeah, everyone knows it as an oracle, a fortune-telling thing. But if you look at Taoist and Confucian traditions, it's just as respected as this deep, practical guide for making good decisions, both morally and just, in the real world, in your life and your work.
Okay, so let's just rip the Band-Aid off and tackle the biggest myth right away. If you really want to get what the I Ching is about, you have to understand this. It is not about predicting some fixed, unchangeable future. Think about it like this. Standard fortune telling kind of puts you in the passenger seat, right? You're just waiting to see what happens. The I Ching, it puts you in the driver's seat. It makes you an active co-creator of your life by showing you the hidden potential that exists right now, in this very moment. That way, you can make a better choice. So, when you get an answer, it's not a prophecy telling you what's going to happen. Nope. It's more like a snapshot, an energy map of what is happening. It's showing you all the hidden currents and invisible forces that are shaping your situation at that exact moment you ask the question.
Okay, so if it's not magic, how on earth can a random coin toss give you any real insight? Well, it all comes down to a principle that the famous psychologist Carl Jung called synchronicity. It's this idea that things that seem totally random are actually connected in a meaningful way. So the coin toss isn't just random. It's believed to be a reflection of the deeper pattern of that moment, revealing exactly what you need to see.
All right, so we've established it's not magic. So what is the process? Let's get practical and break down how this ancient system actually works, from its cosmic code all the way down to a process you can use. And this is where it gets really wild. The I Ching is based on 64 symbols called hexagrams. Each one represents a fundamental life situation. Now get this. Our own DNA is built on 64 codons, the building blocks of our biology. It's absolutely mind-blowing. It's like two completely different languages describing the exact same code for life. It's such a beautiful way to think about it, isn't it? One language is speaking through molecules, and the other is speaking through symbols and these meaningful coincidences. But ultimately, they're both trying to get at the same thing, describing the incredibly complex and elegant patterns of life. And the actual process for using this code is surprisingly straightforward and methodical. It's not just random guesswork. It's a real practice. You start by getting in the right headspace and asking a good open-ended question. Then you create your hexagram, figure out what it means, and this is the most important part, you blend that insight with your own common sense and logic. Then you reflect. And let's talk about that first step, because the question you ask is everything. This is where the magic really happens. You have to shift from a passive question, like, will I get the promotion, to an active, strategic one. Something like, how can I best prepare for this opportunity? You see the difference? That little switch takes you from being a spectator to being a player in your own life. Okay, so once you have your hexagram, you got to know how to read it. And it's pretty simple, actually. Think of it like a little map. The bottom 3 lines, that's your inner world, your thoughts, your feelings, your mindset. The top 3 lines, that's the external world, your environment, the situation, other people. Together, you get a full 360-degree view. So, how does this ancient map actually help in the modern business world? Let's get really specific and look at some concrete examples for leaders, and anyone making big decisions. And if you're thinking, oh, this is probably just some super niche thing, think again. A 2021 study found that 18%, that's nearly 1 in 5, of executives they surveyed use the I Ching in their strategic planning. They're not doing it for fun. They're using it as a serious tool to find blind spots and get a fresh angle on really tough problems. The I Ching basically functions like a strategic playbook. Each of those 64 hexagrams is like a different play for a specific business situation. You've got one for the struggle of a startup, another for handling massive change, and even ones for crisis, dealing with adversity, or just knowing when to sit tight and be patient. It really covers the whole life cycle of a business. Now, one of the most powerful and well-known examples of this is the Qian hexagram. It uses this amazing metaphor of a dragon to map out the entire career path of a leader, from the very beginning, like a dragon hiding in the deep, all the way to the top, a dragon flying in the sky. And what's so cool is how modern and relatable these stages are. You start as the hidden dragon, the trainee, laying low. Then you're the appearing dragon, getting noticed. Then you've got the leaping dragon, that make or break moment where you seize an opportunity. You reach the top as the flying dragon. But, and this is so important, it includes a warning, the arrogant dragon. It's a reminder that overconfidence can lead to a huge fall. It's just a timeless, brilliant map for anyone's career.
And all of this really brings us to the most powerful idea here. The real point of the I Ching isn't to predict your future. It's to give you the perspective you need to create your future.
So, let's circle all the way back to that big question we started with. After all this, can the I Ching really predict your future?
And the answer is no, not exactly. It does something much, much more valuable. It helps you create it more consciously.
Really, when you strip away all the mystery, what you're left with is a powerful kind of mindfulness practice. The whole process encourages you to just pause, take a breath, and reflect before you make a big move. And in today's world, that skill is priceless.
It's all about getting you to step back and look at the situation from a new angle. It's not there to hand you a magic answer. It's there to force you to really look at your own assumptions, your own fears, and find the right path forward for you.
So in the end, the I Ching isn't really a book of answers. It's more like a language for understanding the hidden patterns of change that are always happening around us and inside of us. And the final thought here is pretty powerful. For those who take the time to learn this language, well, nothing remains hidden.